Hey everyone, Rasa here.
Dollman here.
And since the fact that we're massive Power Rangers fans, and before Ninja Steel comes out, me and Dollman wants to talk about our favorite of Rangers and worst of Rangers. Due to the fact that we were up watching this stuff.
Yeah, bud.
So, how we're going to do this is, we looked through the whole series of Power Rangers. We chose 5 episode series that we loved, 5 that we hate, and we're going to do a discussion about them. And since Dollman basically watched the series longer than I have, because I had a teenage age of giving up on the series.
Unfortunately.
So, let's start it on.
Number 5 for me is Power Rangers Wild Force.
Why'd you hate Wild Force?
It just seems weird knowing that the Zords were actually alive.
They did this in Lost Galaxy.
Yeah, but these were actually mechanized from the beginning.
Oh, and also the fact that you can get more through a crystal. Okay, what about the villains? What would you had against the the orcs?
They were too bland, honestly. I mean, with Master Orc, he was okay in the beginning, but then when we found out, oh, you're not the real Master Orc. It's like, what the hell do you really look like then?
Well, his motivation of why he did it was kind of generic. He did it because the woman he loved married his friend, and they had a child?
Yeah.
Well, I could say there was one bright side about Wild Force.
Let's hear it.
The Wolf Ranger. He was one of the first evil Rangers who literally took the powers of our Rangers and used it for his own.
Yeah, I will admit that. He was like, I'm gonna take them Zords.
So there's a bright side to that.
He won up Tommy Oliver. It's true, he did. All Tommy did was jump in the Zord and was like, get your asses out of here.
Yeah, he's a massive fan of him. And also, Dollman didn't notice I put a sign underneath him saying he wants to marry him.
I will not marry Jason David Frank.
Moving on.
And number 4 is Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
Okay, why was Lost Galaxy considered the 4th worst?
3 deaths.
Okay, 3 deaths. Say the 3.
Magna Defender.
Okay.
Magna Defender's son.
Okay.
And then we actually had a main series Ranger die.
Yeah, that was a good point. But she died honorably, and the Magna Ranger literally gave his power to another person.
After he pretty much possessed said person.
Yeah, good point. Okay, then. What about the whole concept of them in space, basically?
It just felt so weird, because I'm used to them being in, like, Angel Grove.
You're used to the city that the moment they decide to put them in a spaceship, like some whole civilization-style ship floating around in space, it kind of screwed you over.
Not only that, but honestly, what would they do if an asteroid would breach their dome?
I'm pretty sure they have shields in place in case of a meteor storm. Okay, what about the villains of the group? The villains.
Really weren't that memorable.
A giant spider monster who was a villain got killed off by the Rangers due to a massive betrayal of his own subordinate, and then his daughter took over. I will admit that is kind of a unique idea of how they did it with the villains.
Yeah, but again, not very memorable for me.
Okay. Any positives about it?
Nothing that I can think of. I mean, other than them being the first series they actually had family ties. it was okay.
We're going to talk more about this in the next video. Number 3.
Operation Overdrive.
Okay, why did you hate Operation Overdrive?
Simple. Our Red Ranger isn't human. And at that, the storyline is completely schizophrenic. Why do we have so many villains? And lastly, why would you waste this almighty power that you guys were looking to defend to turn a robot into a damn human?
Like the Blue Fairy. He's now a real boy. But like all Red Rangers, you're kind of a little boring. I'm pretty sure there were some positives. Like, at least there were, like, multiple villains for a reason. So they're not fighting the same usual person.
They were still fighting the usuals.
Okay, our villain groups was a fire monster, an ice monster, ninjas, and cats.
Yeah.
4 different groups, and yet you're saying that they basically were fighting the same types of monsters over and over again.
They were.
Okay. All you have to say?
Yep.
Moving on.
Number 2.
Okay, this one, he put this one on the list because of the fact that it's still considered its own group, yet he still wants to rant and rave about it.
Number 2. Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers.
Oh yeah, the one time they decided to try to do something unique by adding a different ranger group from another planet.
Now, don't get me wrong, I love seeing people beat up on Lord Zed. But they were just too weird. Like, honestly, when I think of Lord Zed, I think the Mighty Morphin Rangers. But with the Alien Rangers, our Rangers got, like, no action.
They were turning into little kids. Everyone except the Blue Ranger was a little kid.
But they could have just been like, hey, we'll help you turn back. There, you can take on Lord Zed.
Let's not forget that our Alien Rangers basically had like a time clock every time they showed up, due to the fact that they're an aquatic race, and being on land kind of like would kill them.
Yeah. So, honestly, I don't get the point of it.
Yeah, it's like a giant we need help from another ranger group. Okay, the only group that will show up to save us is basically a group that if they get out of water too long, they'll die.
That's basically saying, Lord Zed, come beat us down. Number 1 for me.
Power Rangers RPM.
I'm sorry, the theme song sucked major ass. And quite frankly, unlike with the other Rangers, these guys weren't pre-chosen.
Actually, they were more of a sign based on a simple... The first 3 were more of assignment because of the fact that they're on unique skills. Our Black Ranger and Green Ranger, on the other hand, was more of... I am the lone wanderer who came here. And the Green Ranger was nothing more than Patsy of Mafia.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Honestly, we'll continue this in Ross's Worst 5.
Because of the fact that I can give you more complaints. You can say one thing about the Zord if you want.
Oh my god. Who beat it with the ugly fucking stick?